back to Barely D&D. This is your sort of Dungeons and Dragons. Hey, what is... Hey! Oh, I was wondering who that was.
Look over here. Over here.
Okay.
Fumbled.
This is your sort of Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I really got thrown off. I don't remember what to say. Coming back to Accidental Adventures. I'm so happy to be back, you guys. I'm so happy to be Craig again. It makes my heart so joyful. Someone else take it away.
There's a really good Need to Breathe song called Child Again, and now all I can think of is every lyric replaced with I'm a Craig again. But anywho, yes, it is the Accidental Adventures. We are back with more honestly epic
or accidents, dude.
Climax moments and accidents.
And adventures.
And raccoons!
Accidents of all the types.
And an increased amount of raccoons.
Can I make a note for all the listeners about raccoon?
Yes.
Okay. Please. Someone was looking at the painting today and they asked, I had never realized that the raccoon was striped all the way up its body and not just on the tail,
yes.
Which normal raccoons, I realized and put the dots together today, are not striped all the way up their body. So she asked if the raccoon that I had in the campaign was also striped all the way up its body. And I said yes, out of instinct. I don't know if that makes it canon, but...
Canon.
If not, I need to...
Canon. The slightly magical raccoon the slightly magical raccoon you have accidentally adopted is all the way striped. Also, Micah, the party, or more specifically Greta, has a magical raccoon now. That's actually
What's
true.
its name?
Yeah.
Jeremy.
It's brand new. Nobody knows.
Its name is Jeremy.
What's the name?
No.
Jeremy, come here.
It has to be named
You know what would be amazing? The amazing thing about that bit is that if someday it dies, which would be terrible, the dramatic moment would go...
You cut out.
Okay. Only I found that funny.
No, it's because you cut out.
You cut out.
We didn't hear
I did not hear what you said.
You cut out.
However you had to refer to the tragic death would have to involve So it would have to be no, or like
Man, life isn't the same without
I'm picked on. Make it stop.
Anyway, sorry.
We're going to do a letter question.
We're unionizing.
We are unionizing against Zachary.
I just want everyone to know we're unionizing.
We're
the high rollers.
What more could you demand? I have lavished you in.
We have no demands. We're just starting a union to make sure that our demands get listened to eventually.
I want healthcare for the fun guys, but
that's me too. Zach, get us healthcare.
You literally have
that's
magical
true.
ability
Cure
to heal
wounds
people.
is our healthcare.
Recently increased by my design and provision, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember
my healthcare.
Cure wounds.
Couple patron shout outs because we haven't done that in a while. We also have a limited number of patrons, so it's fine. But shout out to Denise. You are a patron. You do listen. This is a podcast. Good job. That is the patron shout. Joking. Thank you for supporting us and being a part of the community. Does anybody have a letter question?
I have an announcement.
That's the opposite of that. What's up?
No, I just wanted to say to the listeners, this is my final episode in my apartment in Los Angeles for a while.
That's awesome.
It's my final episode. No. It's just my final episode on the West Coast time zone for a while. So I'm moving back to Texas for a year or two. So
I am so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be a little bit closer.
The campaign will now be in only 2 time zones instead of 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
If Reagan was still playing, it'd be in 4 time zones.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
okay,
you're right.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I'm taking it in as my last time in my apartment playing D&D. So.
Oh, Jackie, you should have done the intro. Jackie. Okay, Jackie. Okay, rewind. Jackie, you do a Jackie intro right now.
Do the next intro.
That's right. Oh, we have
That'll
two
be her
episodes.
last
We do
line.
need
Yes,
two
that is
episodes.
how it has
Okay.
gone.
Oh, so this
for
is not the
almost
last
3 years
episode.
now.
Okay.
No, okay. You got one more.
Also,
Jackie.
Crazy thought when we reach fall, it'll be 3 years of this, which is insane. But anywho.
Whoa.
Okay. Let's do this thing.
Letterer. Wait, Letterer.
Letterer question. Dang,
Landon
who has a
had
Letterer
one.
question?
I have a letter question. If your character was any other class, what class do you think they would have ended up as? If there was
I feel
like
we've
a
done this
B
one
choice.
a
I
long
like that.
time ago, right?
I like that. That's fun.
Cool.
I like it.
Micah, go.
Micah.
Bard.
Oh.
Yeah.
With his jokes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Oh, I
I
mean,
100%
I was
could
feeling
see
it.
I think
As like a slam
I think
poet, Craig the
Craig-
slam
yeah.
poet with like a bongo
No,
or something that he
no.
like hits as he like does his
Yes.
stuff. Yeah,
No,
I see.
I
Craig
love
is
I think
the
I
only.
could see Craig as like a rogue. It's like the dark shadow version of Craig. Like if when he got kicked out of like his home and like he like left, he went from like
Embrace
instead
crime.
of working on himself, yeah, he would have like embraced crime against the Kefkins, like
Crime
fighting
Craig, but an
them.
edgelord.
Anger
Yeah.
or malice,
Yeah.
choose your poison.
Hey, he's proficient in both.
I'm still feeling bard because I'm just seeing Craig as a College of Eloquence bard whose magic is stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But
That's hilarious,
Just
actually.
telling your
Mom
jokes
jokes.
to everyone. Yeah.
okay,
Okay, next.
what about Greebgar? What would Greebgar's other class be?
Sorry. I think Greebgar's class, I think she would be a druid. And I feel like that's not a hard question.
Yeah,
Like, I think that,
Dirt
for sure.
I think that, honest, maybe druid or wizard. I think that if she chose when she was little, it would be a druid. If she chose now, maybe wizard.
I could see both of
Yeah.
those.
I'm a circle of pockets druid. What? Behold! Wild shapes into a sweater, a cardigan flying around.
I'll show you later.
Okay. What about Raw?
I think you guys know it would be a cleric.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, she kind of is already.
I think the
she's
fact that
weirdly-
I think the fact that every single one of us has like a defined answer where everyone's kind of like, yeah, that makes sense, just speaks to how well-rounded the characters are, that like they have enough dimensions that assigning a second class is very easy.
Mhm.
What about balls? I feel like I know.
I'm actually not like I don't have a choice that I'm like going to. It's my question. I'm a failure, I know, but
No!
I said that as a joke. I don't think I'm a failure. Gosh, I'm the best
Harsh
person.
language.
No, that's awful. Okay, Bazz, he would if he wasn't a druid and he didn't love his bees, he would love books. He'd be a wizard. I don't know. That's
That's exactly what I was thinking was wizard.
What
Yeah,
about,
it's exactly
what
what I was
about Artificer, Landon?
I don't think he wants to make stuff. He doesn't like making things.
I don't think he's techie, but he's
hates it.
very pragmatic and strategic and magic-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a sorcerer, because I feel like he has like a quest for power and maybe doesn't want to read a whole lot.
I was thinking.
Me too.
I was thinking warlock because
I was too, honestly.
because I
Warlock
could
would be
see
the other
you-
one that would make a
I
lot
could
of
see
sense.
Bazz serving some kind of like higher power in a way, but maybe not necessarily a god. But also, you're definitely like battle druidy, so like
Yeah.
you would have a lot of like melee stuff, but you would also have a few spells to do your fun little things.
I actually have a really cool idea for a warlock character that I'm going to do in our next one shot that Zachary does. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that. I
Me
want to see
too.
Landon play warlock.
Okay.
Oh, it's DMPC. What about okay, I have a suggestion. What about Nom? Because she was forced to be a rogue, but if she could have chosen to be any class, which one would she have preferred?
Oh, yes.
Like if she could have gone to any school.
Yeah, like
in
if
the
she could have
world.
learned to play the guitar or just read a lot of books or like hugged a tree a million times, like what would she have done?
If she'd had
I don't know, because
privileged up
Baker's not a class.
Oh.
Well, I feel like
Help me with this,
I like-
guys.
can't. Maybe this
Let's
is
say
just
someone
me, but
burned
like,
down her
can't
bakery and she
not
had to go out and get
taking a
revenge.
class-
What would
Like,
she
couldn't she
be?
just choose to be a person artisan? You know, like
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
like for sure, but we're
we have to
specifically
choose a
talking
class.
class. Yeah, because that's the
Math.
question. I think what?
And Micah laughed at me. I'm glad about that.
It's a class.
What happened?
It's a class. Math.
No, I think she would be like a barbarian or something because she
I was
still
thinking
loves
barbarian.
to be
I was thinking
like
barbarian.
physical.
Yeah, and
She's
she
still
has
super
some
physical.
anger.
She's very
Yeah.
filled with rage. So
Yeah. So she could easily, and she would love to be able to like make herself bigger than other people. You know, like.
And I was
have
about
the
to say,
strength.
if she was 200 more pounds of muscle and 5 feet taller, I think she would be. Like, that's.
I think
I
we'd
think
have
she
more
only-
bruises if she was.
Yes.
Like she would have hit us a lot more.
I don't think you guys would have initially caught her. Not alive. I think the size difference was an important part of how that interaction went. But yeah, okay. Very fun, very cool. Well, for the note-taking nerds.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. For the note-taking nerds, this is the Accidental Adventures, episode 104.
Wow.
First fruits.
First fruit.
That's biblical.
Or is it like
Maker
but
takes your first fruits.
fruit?
Does anybody want
Oh my
some
gosh.
banana?
It was the first.
Anyway,
Fruit.
and it is a
That's
level 11 adventure for the first time ever. Guys, that's crazy. You have passed the halfway level mark. You are officially an upper level party.
Maybe in 3 years we can be
That's
level
crazy.
20.
For the record, most campaigns end at like around this level, and you guys are running strong, so that's pretty cool.
Good.
Um,
I want to be
and then
the powerful fun guys.
do you want to say hi, Hoffa? Do you want to say
Hi,
hi?
Hoffa.
Hi, Hopper.
Hi, Hoppa.
Good to see you.
They said good to see you, and they also said bet you're not that buff.
Don't
We
listen to
didn't say
him.
that. We didn't
Don't
say
listen to
that.
him.
I know she's buff. You guys said that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so level 11 adventure. The date is 3488 PB, and we're not exactly sure on the date yet because we're still in the Westwood, but we can get there. I have not fed Maya dinner. If you want to feed her, okay. Otherwise, are
Wow.
we ready to get riggedy rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Let me
babe.
get my little thing going here. Let's go with we'll go with this one. Okay. Can you guys hear that? Is it
No.
playing
I can
correctly?
hear it. I can hear that.
I cannot
I
hear
can't.
it.
Actually, no, I can't.
either.
I know. I was just wanting to say something in an Australian accent.
Let me see if I can. Why is that not playing here? I have it playing in. Do I need to? No, that's not the issue. I have it playing in Barely D&D General. Hold on. I gotta revise this. Sorry about this, guys.
You know in VeggieTales when it's like,
okay.
this has been Silly Songs with Larry. I feel like I want that audio, and this has been technical difficulties with the D&D party.
That's funny.
That's not. It should be playing because it says Barely D&D General, and that's the one we're in.
It's also
tut.
deafened. Can you undeafen it?
But then he can hear us.
No, the
And he's a
Kenku
little-
music app is
He's a
deafened.
Kenku, so
why
he
is
can't.
it?
So he
Well,
can't.
deafened
If he
just
hears what
means
we
that
say,
you
that's
can't
the only
hear.
thing that he can repeat.
Deafen just means that you can't hear, but it doesn't mean you're muted.
Well, that's so that he doesn't repeat what we're saying, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to do his job.
Also, Hoffa ran in here to say that's what she said. I don't know what that connects to, but she's been watching The Office. Well, I need to get this figured out because this is where our music comes from. Sorry, I'm just going to close this and reopen it again real quickly and see if it works better. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Does everyone want to vaguely summarize things for Micah so that the
I have a tail
listeners
now.
aren't left with them?
I have a raccoon.
Tell me you don't. Tell me you don't actually have a tail.
There we go.
I
There we
do.
are.
It's,
There we go.
it's gonna grow bigger, but it's there. It's definitely there.
Every level, the tail
That
gets a
is
foot longer.
concerning.
Okay.
A
Can
foot
you guys hear
longer?
music? Can you guys hear music?
Yes,
Yeah.
Can you
Okay,
make it
sick.
quieter, perhaps?
it's still deafened.
You can make it quieter, Micah. So you can right click.
Click on it. Yeah.
If you right click,
I can make it
music,
quieter.
You can slide.
You got the power.
Okay,
Good
got
reference,
it.
Landon. There we are. Okay.
You're welcome.
So, fun guys, we are going to move backward in time. So you are arriving once again at the Wellspring, and Craig, for an important. So, listener, we are going to do things in the way we do not usually do it. We're going to step backward, and we're going to revisit a moment with Craig, and then step a little more forward, but still behind where we are now. Have another moment with Craig, and then we're going to resync everything. So, Craig, you all have ventured long through the Westwood as you remember. And in a dark night, each of the group members was separated by visions in the middle of the confusing, obduring Westwood. Visions of characters, foreign or known, from past with sentient voice, all of whom tested each member of the Fun Guy, less in a direct way and more in an internal search of purpose or identity and question. And as each person made peace with their various vision in their own way and fell asleep, they've all awoken in proximity to each other once again, and reuniting, have found themselves gazing forward in the distance at what would appear to be long at last the center of the Westwood, a vast pool of golden white light in the middle of a clearing of trees at its center, where open sky for the first time in weeks is revealed above. What you see as you all are gathered, maybe 20 or 30 feet away from the edge, is it is not so bright as the noonday sun. It can be gazed upon, though it is a little challenging. But it is so bright that it is literally providing additional light to the forest around, competing with the sunlight casting down through the only break in the Westwood you've seen so far, pointing toward the sky. And it is and it's big. It's like 400 feet across. And it is this vast pool of dense white light, golden at every edge and perimeter. And branching away from it are arcing, thin, wisping arms, somewhere in between the plasma of electricity and the softness of a wisp of mist. And they are breaking off from the main pool of color and snapping outward in sudden movements that flash into rainbow tones and hues. And they are surrounded by the immense trees, much bigger than California redwoods at every side. And where this pool of light seems to overflow its banks and move through the forest floor around it, the base of trees are transmuted into different kinds of gemstone. Lapis lazuli crawls up the side of trees in lightning veins. Diamond replaces the bark surface on others, and flowers and forbs and grasses growing from what must have seemed the edge of the bank that the wellspring has now overflown for whatever reason are turned into thin crystalline statuettes, but still seemingly entirely living. And as you all approach, you found that all of your magic items were reacting powerfully to the wellspring. And in this moment, you all have paused because it has dawned on you all that this is the point at which you are to complete the quest you have undertaken at such great labor to deliver Old to this place. And the group has discussed it briefly, and you had asked for a moment alone with both Old and the Orb to make peace with everything this moment might signify. And so as you tread a bit away from the group, near this incredible supernatural phenomena for which, in a way, the group was formed and for which you have so long quested, you have a moment with the heavy glass orb and its dense black pulsing fluid in the middle of it, alone, standing a distance away.
I think Craig is just gonna he holds the orb in his hand, a lot. But this is different. He's I know it sounds weird, but he's almost holding it to his chest and just the realization of what he's about to do and what this means is just weighing heavy on him. And, Old has become a good friend. He's become someone, that he can lean on and go to, and where everyone else seems to sometimes doubt Craig, or people might look past him because of just he doesn't know that much. Sometimes he can be kind of ignorant of information, but I feel like Old has never made Craig feel small, even as big as he is. So I think that Craig just opens his mind to Old and is like, well, here. I know you're probably eager to get where you want to go.
Since seeing the wellspring, since setting eyes on it, the fluid in the orb has been different than it ever has been before. It's like the orb is filled with more of it. It's always been a mass at the center, pulsing outward in tendrilless arms, like extra iridescent venom ink, or venom ooze, or I don't know what the term is from the Marvel comics, but it's like there's more fluid in the orb than usual. Like it's almost filling it, and it's in your hands, and where there's no features to the fluid in the middle, no face, no eye, but there's always been a sense that you've had its attention in the past. The tendrils pulsing in your direction, reacting to the movement of Old's voice, but now they're all pressed against the side of the glass away from you toward the wellspring, and it's so hard to tell if it's a movement of attention or a literal attraction of forces. And as you say that last line about desire to get where you're going, Old's voice comes in slowly, and he says, "Yes, I'm eager. It's so close. It's beautiful, isn't it, Craig?"
It is. It really is. I can't believe that something like this exists. I feel like you've become a part of me, and that you've been a part of me. And right now it feels like I'm about to lose a part of me. And it's that kind of thing of if you love them, you let them go. Know that this is where you need to be. But I want you to know how much you've meant to me.
Yes,
You've meant so much to me. And I would say, oh, we're gonna write letters, right? But you probably won't be able to where you're going. Guess you're not gonna be the pen pal type.
It's very distracting. No, you'll always be a chapter in the book I'm enjoying. But Craig, I've been honest with you from the start. I like Yellowburn. It's a fascinating book to walk around in. But I fear the end of that book. I have no desire to witness its great antagonist. I have always been honest about my desire for departure. And I have enjoyed the character that you play. And I would still be glad to read your pages. Like I said, I like you. I'll still be watching for what time I remain. And so long as I am here, I will talk with you gladly, but I do not intend to be here when the storm comes. You have done well, Craig. I'm very thankful for what it is worth.
I have seen countless lives come and go. One like another. I've enjoyed yours. I look at its many endings often. Its many beginnings. Its many in the middles. But I'm headed to something stranger. And I have to keep watching, Craig. I have to keep watching the story unfold. If I remain here longer, I will never see you again.
I care about you. I care about you a lot. I don't understand you.
No.
I don't understand. You're pretty complex, pretty quirky and different, old. But it's like, because I care about you, I know that I need to let you go. I need you to, I need to be okay with this. But man, it's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye to you. You've believed in me, and I don't think there's a ton of people that I can say have. And thank you for mentoring me, and thank you for giving me a chance. And I appreciate you. And you had an impact, and I know your impact isn't going to end. So I just wanted to say goodbye.
So bright. Maybe, Craig, at the end of all of this, you can come where I am, where I'm from. And if you wish to survive, to preserve the relationship that we have, I would take you with me. I like you. I would take you to that far place. And there your body could melt. Your mind could expand. And we could laugh at strange stories forever. I have to see.
Maybe one day I'll take you up on that, but I do kind of like my body right now. I think I've worked hard on it every morning. But I am interested in reserving our friendship and preserving it, and yeah. Thank you. That's so kind. Alright, I see. Okay. Alright. Whew. Big strong man. Okay, let's go. And then Craig moves on.
Craig moves back toward the group. You all walk the orb, to the edge of the wellspring as you did when we roleplayed. And Craig, as you go to set it down on the ground and roll it, as it falls off your fingers, before it reaches the ground, it just stops, maybe a centimeter above the ground. And for a moment, it looks like it's floating until you realize that the massless light is just wrapping around the orb and pulling it toward itself. And it rolls and rotates very slowly, defying the forces as you understand them, until it seems to find some sort of a density and depth within the fluid and just rolls away into them. And there it remains, submerged for some time, before there's a particularly blue and green peel of light sort of like branching away from the pool in a sudden arc and then a slower ascent before falling away into light. And then a moment after, the orb seems to float on the light back up to the edge, and it drifts in moseying circular patterns before rolling toward the edge where you are, and eventually rolling out of the light and back across the grass. And it is the orb as you've known it before, but the outside of the glass has been ever so slightly frosted, and it looks less like an effect of glass making and more like a slight coating of a denser, more precious crystal even. And the fluid inside is entirely changed. No longer black and inky. It's like only the iridescence of an oil slick was left, with the oil pulled away. And it's like it's more full of fluid, rainbow-like and swirling. And the fluid fills the orb, but moves much more slowly now, in one constantly shifting massive pattern. And the orb just rolls toward you before it stops in front of you.
Is that what it looks like when it's empty? Like, it's not empty, but like lacking of
I mean,
old.
you know that Old asked you to bring it here and fill it with the power of the deep magic and then throw it in the ocean. But other than that, everything else is unknown.
Well, I'm gonna say Craig picks it back up.
Did he pass his saving throws?
When you pick it up, Craig, it is heavier than you remember it. Kind of heavy now. And you're holding it. And after a moment, it doesn't disappear. You get the feeling it's going to need to be physically transported.
You know that Wolfpack song that's like, put it in my pocket, put it in my pocket, my back pocket, put it in my pocket, in my pocket, in my back pocket.
I'm so proud of you.
That's that.
If this was a less serious moment, I imagine Craig laying it up into one of Gretta's pockets, but
It would have been so funny if he just rolled in there, failed his throw, and just died, and just come up as like a crack.
well, we haven't gotten to that yet, but yes.
Okay.
What do you do with the orb?
Hey, what? Put it in my pocket, put it in my pocket, my back pocket, put it in my
Okay, in
pocket.
one of your, so not in one of Gretta's magical pockets, but like in a satchel or something on you.
Well, if it's okay, how heavy is it? Because it might be weighing on me. So I think for comfortability's sake, I'll put it in one of Greba's.
Okay. Gretta, the saturated farseed is now in your inventory. Please record that somewhere.
Okay.
Otherwise, Craig, you are more than welcome to roleplay that moment out if you'd like to. But if not, in the following moments, what happens is that Bazz goes curious of the edge of the wellspring, reaches out and touches it. The light suddenly lashes out in energy, and as that wave of light pours out to everyone else, each member of the party begins slowly falling unconscious in front of you. And you know what? I explained the saving throw to you. But I feel like it's only fitting that if a player is at the table, they should roll it. So why don't you roll the con save? I mean, the party's got a diamond on them. Let's keep it zesty.
Okay, we'll do it.
This is why we union.
That's right, Zachary.
Down for the union.
Diamond is our health.
I think you guys should all go play with another DM for a little bit and then see how you feel about unions.
I am lucky.
Any other
I
DM.
am blessed. I am happy with this arrangement.
Stress.
Okay. So
Right,
I
that's
rolled the
bad.
d20
Con
and for
of us.
con.
It's going to be a con saving throw.
Craig has a crazy constitution, probably. So he'll
Yes,
probably
that's
be.
it.
Craig dies. That's hilarious.
That's
Reverse guidance.
14.
Okay.
14.
Remember what it was?
I can't remember what it was either.
Was
All
it
right.
50?
Okay. Moving forward, as each member of the party collapse, so does Craig. And Craig, your world just smears into bright light and colors before.
Shapes
And as your body falls down and your heavy mass pulls you forward with it, your entire vision and world rotates very suddenly and heavily into a darkness that you fall into. And we're just going to continue with the Mika Palooza here because everyone else has already had their vision. So it's just going to be Mika o'clock here.
Thank
and
y'all
we're
for
gonna go
your
straight into yours.
patience.
Is happy.
So Craig, you fall not into ground, but into void, into a lack of clarity, until you very much feel not the impact of surface, but the density of something hard below you. Yes.
Is it similar to the experience he had when he first encountered Old?
As you feel this density, Your body feels heavy, but senses are returning to you. And as you blink yourself slowly awake, you feel a cool surface below you, hard. And your fingers slide not across a strange alien fluid, but across stone. The cool, smooth surface of stone. Before passing and rolling over some pebbles and smaller rocks, dust builds up and accumulates at the edge of your fingers. As you blink hard and awake a little more, you find yourself in none of your dwarven armor for which you set out on your journeys. No weapons at your side, no gear. You have one blade still on you. Minister is still strapped over your back in a sheath. But otherwise, you are just in regular traveling clothes. And you blink hard as you look around and find yourself in a cragulous, fractured, stony landscape. Not dork. Not hellish and alien, but familiar. You are at the side of a Biostan mountain. The Biostan Mountains you know best. You stand along the great razor peak backs of Koshnikov, some distance, or Skonikov, whichever one your home is, bordering the outside of your home, and the day is late in a winter month, and light is slowly and unexcitedly draining away from the horizon, and the air is growing colder, and there is a slight wind brushing your beard to either side. Your beard! You have a beard again. And you have hair on your head. And you still have a burn on one side of your face, but your hair is very much returned to you. You feel as though you are all at once the person you have set out to be after all this time, but also the person you very much were. Both characteristics are present. And as you look down at this scaling landscape pouring away from you into the broader valleys of Biostan steppe landscape and open valley, Biostan sages to either side of you are softly rustling branches against each other and whipping slightly in the wind. Not intense, but moving. So whipping is too strong a verb, but shaking. And you just find yourself here on a mountainside. Pause. Landon just typed Craig dead in the chat. That's it.
Don't tell me that.
He said R.I.P. though, so R.I.P.
What you doing, Craig?
Think Craig is gonna. I mean, is he aware that where he just was, or is it kind of like? I don't know. I think he's gonna call out like, "Hello."
Okay, is your voice hello? Down the side of the mountain. What responds is not any near voice of a person, but instead, far in the distance, you hear a heavy, thunderous peal. A crack of thunder. Did that come through? That sound effect?
Yeah.
Okay. No? I'm gonna go lower my mic sensitivity more. Let's give that one more try here. So you get a little. Did that come through?
No.
Okay, Micah's nodding yes, and Landon's shaking no.
I
so
heard the
that's very
first part.
Yeah,
You should
it's
turn your
not.
mic
It's being cut
sensitivity
out.
up.
It's getting cut out.
Well, you live and you learn. We have certain, we lose things and we gain things with Discord. Not the highest audio fidelity, we move on. It sounds real thundery. You want to hear good lightning sound effects? Go back to previous sessions. We've got them. But
Or just listen to lightning.
roiling in the distance, there is a veil of shadow slowly building on the horizon. Looks like storm clouds, but they are black. Not dark gray, not dark like night. And indeed, you think it is early night coming to you until you realize that it is just a wall of cloud, building over far peaks and nearing. The darkest, heaviest storm you've ever seen is building in the distance as the wind begins picking up on the mountainside. A hot wind, strange for Biasta, dry and heavy. As you try desperately to focus on this important scene and not the things people are posting, what is your reaction?
You know when, like, I don't know, you had your guard down and you were comfortable, and then all of a sudden, like, the possibility of danger comes on your radar, and you just, like your body starts to react like chills and, like, this gut-wrenching feeling of, oh my gosh, what does this mean for me? Just like my mind, my heartbeat is like, I would say that Craig's just experiencing a lot of physical concern and stress, and he begins to, almost out of his instinct, try and get away from the storm and try and get away from the darkness, to find cover and flee.
Craig, you know this mountainside quite well. And you know that if you begin racing up its side, you will find the highway that leads into your home, into the city of Shkonokov, which I'm just going to call it and hope that's right. So you know where you can turn and flee. And the clouds, which seem so far, are growing so much nearer as the storm moves fast. And it again rolls further toward...
I'd imagine this is like a dream where, like, you're running, but your running is slower, and, like, the danger just goes nearer.
You find yourself feeling that sensation, and you realize it is simply the rapidity of the storm. You are racing up the mountainside, feet pushing through heavy rock, dislodging loose stones, but the storm is growing nearer and nearer. And as you move ever so quickly up the mountainside, you finally crest its sharp, inward biting teeth that lead down to the canyon highway. As you begin moving down the switchback pathway that leads down to the lower elevation, right before you go over the edge, a heavy wind rushes by you, and you're almost knocked off your feet before you right yourself and move down lower. And then there is one loud, deafening... a crack of thunder that deafens you for a moment as lightning contacts somewhere out of your vision, but within a mile certainly, strikes the ground. And as it does, the entire light of the world around you, dimming and growing less clear, is replaced by one deep crimson flash of light. Before you're sort of like blink hard and then find yourself readjusting to the light of the world as you race all the faster down the path and then down the highway. You can feel the storm nearing much closer. Your heart is pounding to the point where the blood moving at great pressure past your ears is giving you that ooh, ooh, ooh sensation as your feet pound down the road. And you can feel the sweat building on your brow from this hot storm. And there's one more peal of thunder, or one more roll of it going... But the end of it resolves not into an echoing, dissipating sound, but instead a deep growl. And if that audio didn't come through, it was a Zorgrami growl. I hope I'm not undercutting myself here. Carries over the wind. Okay, Hafa's hand signaling me. But a deep growl carries over the wind. And you can see the great stone door entrance to Shkonokov up ahead of you as you race forward.
I think, he sees, like, that light of hope of, like, okay, like, the stone door is right there. Like, I can make it. And I would like to say all of his fear, it's like, it's uncanny how I'd say that this terror and fear is just, like, coming over him like this panic sensation that, I mean, he's encountered like countless scary situations, like terrifying, but this one is like just because of a storm, it's just present, and I feel like it's coming out in every single step he takes. Every like foot to the ground is like this exertion of like all of his fear and like his just terror as he's like trying to just reach and grasp for that stone door.
Each of your footfalls is growing louder in your own ear. To the ground. As it does, another peal of thunder nearby syncs with your footsteps, and you have trouble distinguishing the two. And you can feel the sweat pouring heavy and thick down your brow, matting your hair. No, it's rain. Rain is falling down on you. And you can see the dark streak of it flashing across your vision and starting to paint the stone around you darker. But the rain is warm, not cold, like the storm. As you look at the landscape around you, the stone it's darkened. And so you find it to be the dark tone of water. But you start realizing that the stone is not taking on a sheen of water. And as you feel one of the dark veins of fluid roll down your face and down the bridge of your prominent nose, you wipe it away with your finger as you sprint, and you look down to see your hand covered in blood. As blood in the rain falls across the canyon and the highway, and the storm rolls over. And as you move furiously toward the massive stone doors, 10 feet across each, 20 feet tall, you run up to them closed, but the heavy handles are in front of you, and you grab them with your powerful hands. I'd like you to give me a strength saving throw to open them up.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that one.
Okay.
I got the same roll.
Guidance.
What'd you get?
Can I cast guidance?
14.
Craig, as you slam and...
Oh my gosh, wait. I have advantage on strength checks, so I don't use my inspiration. That's just my... Never mind. He's smart. He got it.
Rage is a bonus action. We say that the terror motivates you to rage in your dream, so you can roll a third time if you like.
Open the door. Yeah, okay, roll a third time.
No, Hoffa's doing things. What'd you get, dude?
I got a nat one.
No.
Can I go back to my other one?
As Craig slams on the doors. Well, they were a failure anyway, so we'll just flavor. As you slam and rattle the doors with great force, the heavy stone groans and aches at your force until the storm rolling over has a greater flash of... And this pillar of red light that obfuscates all that you can see and perceive crashes down over you, and you are filled with blinding pain as you are struck with immense force as the lightning strikes you directly, charring the doors, caving the front of the entrance of your city and over you, and as the stone crashes down on you, your vision is occluded into black and your world crushed. Bazz, I've decided I'm going to change the structure of the session. Bazz, you are awake. You are awake. Let's go with this one. Is this a good song? Yeah. You are awake at the edge of the wellspring. You sit up slowly. Take a breath. No, wrong song. I changed my mind.
I like this one.
Go. Yeah, but it's not quite the right tone I'm going for. Let's go with this one. You awake at the edge of the wellspring where you did a moment ago, and you find yourself breathing and thrumming with power, like we established at the end of last session. And I've just decided we're just going to go right back to where we were in time. And Bazz, as you wake up and take some breaths, you watch the golden light pulse and dance around you. in the wellspring, you start to realize that it's like burning in motion and color. And as you look at it more closely, you realize that the edges of the wellspring are igniting into first flame spouts that are just burning up in golden white light and then flaring into hues of rainbow tones at the end. And as you watch them dance around you and you lift up your arm, where your sleeve falls down your arm, you see all those mini emerald cuts in your skin. And instead of just reflecting back green, many of them are reflecting gold. And as you look at them, you realize now that the gemstones in your skin are no longer uniformly green. That many of them are gold, others white, others a sapphire blue, others a painite red. And the gems, the tiny gem fragments, the dust embedded in your skin, looks now like rainbow tone and hue color. And you feel incredibly invigorated and empowered. And it's a moment after that, Gretta, you take a shudder and sit up at the edge of the light, filled with energy and force. The unnamed raccoon, 60 feet away, just staring at you sitting down. And a moment later, Ro stirs and takes a sharp breath and sits up. And Tello, who kind of went out face down, sort of like hits a push-up position and pushes himself up onto his knees. And everybody's breathing hard. And each of you is different somehow. As you all look at each other, taking in the incredible experience around you, you all realize that Tello looks very much like he did before, except that if you didn't know better, you would say that some of the dark black freckles on his face are very, very dark brown. Kind of like twinkle with just a little bit light when he turns his head in reflection to the wellspring, just ever so slightly. And Gretta, as you look at Ro, you notice that Ro looks like she always has, except that the flowers blooming in her hair now have a gold fringe to the edge of their petals. And at the edge of her purple eyes is a gold tint. And the gold like almost shines. And as you all look at Gretta, who is so very old, she looks just ever so slightly younger. And there's like just a little bit of like at her graying hair and its dark browns, there's like a little bit of like a gold base at the roots across her forehead. And each of you is awake at the edge of the wellspring.
What about
Where's
me?
Craig?
What is
What's up with
Craig?
Craig?
Is he like laying
You
face
all see
down?
that
Or-
nearby, Craig is laying face down.
I'm gonna go and try and drag him out.
I walk over to him and
Everyone, Greta rushes.
Yeah.
Bazz walks. Each member slowly gathers around him. And as you guys shake him a little bit, trying to wake him up from the immense power of the wellspring, there's not a reaction from him.
Can I check if he's breathing? Like, can I put my hand in front of his face?
he doesn't
or whatever?
breathe.
As two of you have to work together to roll him over, you roll him onto his back. And Ro, you put your finger in his nose before you go, wait.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can give me a medicine check.
Okay.
I do one as well.
Yeah, you can, boss.
That was bad. That's a 10.
Okay. Boss?
1 second, sorry. Medicine. I got a 16.
Okay. I was gonna say not only is Craig dead, but no one can tell that he's dead.
No one
He's
knows
sleeping.
dead.
We're all
Everyone's like,
good.
he's sleeping. Ro, you lift up his arm, and man, that's a heavy arm. And you push down his gauntlet a little bit and roll back the thick sleeve. And as you press your thumb to his wrist, you're not feeling any pulse, but you're also having to push through like an inch of just wrist muscle at every side. And you're just like, okay. And as each of you is both reeling from the life-changing experiences you had moments ago and the incredible power you can feel pulsing through you, you're also trying to both gain accurate medical understanding of what's happening to your friend and also trying to hedge that knowledge with the understanding that his body is a bizarre car wreck of power and confusion, and you can't tell what's going on. But as you do, Bazz, it occurs to you, you open an eyelid, and as light pours into the eye, The pupil doesn't dilate at all, doesn't constrict, doesn't expand. And you put your fingers a little more closely to the base of his neck, past his like goatee beard braided at either side. You push, you count, and you feel no pulse. And it occurs to you that Craig is dead. What do you say, boss?
I don't think Bazz lets out I let out a very long breath.
Yeah.
And I don't say anything, but I don't even take my fingers off of his neck. But I pull out a diamond from my pocket, and I am squeezing it so hard, and I squeeze it until there's nothing left. And
golden green light starts pouring out from Bazz's fingers as he crushes the diamond in his hand.
I start crying a little bit. And I kind of hold the back of Craig's head, and as much as I can, I just kind of try to hold him as I cast the spell. And I don't think Bazz has ever prayed before, but he definitely... I start praying to the Maker who I just met, who said they wanted to be my friend. And I ask him to help me bring my friend back. And I cast Revivify.
And as you all take in the gravity of what's happening, by interpreting Bazz's actions, which one of you has to explain to Tello because he's not as casting adept, the most incredible thing happens that as Bazz prays this prayer, it is not Bazz's voice uttering from his lips, but 100 voices you don't recognize, all whispering in tones over each other, speaking a language none of you can identify and all of you can understand. Just like you've heard Janus do in the past. As he does, little tongues of golden white fire are escaping his mouth, and all those gems on his body a light white gold. Greg.
Yeah.
As the world collapses and caves around you. I love you so much, Hoffa. I'm trying so hard to have the dramatic pinnacle of Hoffa's. Okay, I love you. She's being funny. Greg, you awake. Weak. Buried under stone, crushed under weight, and everything is dark around you.
I think this is the first time Craig's felt powerless physically and in a long time. It's like a uncomfortable feeling, one you kind of like want to like shake off and just, oh, I don't like that. You know, he just feels so small, so powerless, helpless. And is he like awake and conscious now, like in reality?
Well, Craig, for a moment, you have trouble telling because everything is so dark. But as you take a couple heavy blinks, you realize that the darkness in your unconscious mind and the darkness of the world around you are perfect matches. And as you go to shift your body in reaction to the sensations inside, you realize that the sensations, I'm going to change the song. You realize that the sensations around you match those within you. And that you are experiencing a very equivocal amount of external pain to the internal fear you know. As you feel like the life is being slowly pressed out of you, as your lungs are compressed under the weight of easily 200 pounds of rocks above you, crushing down on you. You are trapped under dark stone.
I don't even know what he can do with that.
What do you do with that, player?
I think it's just this feeling of like being alone. He can't even call out to Old. He can't even. There's no one. There's nothing. There is no help. I'm gonna say it's like, you know when it's like you're crying out like in a nightmare and you're like trying to like just scream, and probably someone from the outside would just like hear like, you know, like something like that. It's like with all of his might, with everything he has left, he's trying to cry out for help. Saying things like, help! How did I get here? Help! And just things like that. And he can't get out. He can't.
And as your voice shouts outward, Craig, you find it muffled. It's the sound of your own voice being very close to you, like shouting into a cup. And you can feel the stone near you, compressing the voice back at you, reverberating in your ear. And the stone is so heavy and sharp, but it's pressing down into your face and cutting your cheek. And your neck is painfully pushed to a side. You are trapped under that stone. I mean, you could certainly attempt to free yourself, but you are compressed under it. And as you shout there alone, you feel warm fluid dripping down onto your forehead. And slowly blood is pouring into your eyes and over your forehead, trapped under the stone. As you realize that you hear a distant rumble of thunder. Somewhere above you, you are trapped in a crater of the compacted stone, and blood is slowly pouring down into it. And as it pours over your face, it flows into your nose, over your mouth, slowly, very slowly. But as some of the thick, warm fluid travels into your respiratory system, invasively and painfully, you choke a bit on it, spit it up, and then you realize you are breathing involuntarily, as you've been, you would surmise, separated from Old's magics. And as it occurs to you once again that breath is essential, I'm going to change the music again. Anyway, I'm trying my best. As it occurs to you again that breath is essential, it dawns on you similarly that, oh, you can drown. And if you are not crushed beneath these stones, then you will drown beneath them if you don't get out. What do you do, Craig?
His arms are pinned, like there's nothing he
You feel
can
like
do. I think
you can attempt to shift the stone.
he's gonna try.
Yeah, give me a strength saving throw.
Why are 5s literally all I'm rolling other than 1s? That's gonna be a 14.
Craig, as you twist and shift with your great strength under the stone, one of them shifts and you feel movement. And as you twist your hips with all your strength and contract your powerful core, and you get a grip on one of the stones to your left with your left hand, and you squeeze it and you rotate your powerful chest and begin moving your knee up to shift your hips over, trying to gain leverage. There is a shift in the rock. And a rock you hadn't felt somewhere up higher in the pile between two of your legs shifts in between them and falls down into the middle of your leg, and with one loud crack snaps your femur. And you are flooded with blinding pain. And as you do, the give you feel in your body is reciprocated by the ground below, until the ground beneath you caves in likewise, and you fall. tumbling into a deeper layer of earth, and then roll painfully down some sort of a rock slide. And you're deafened by crashing all around until you take a couple hard blinks. And you don't see anything. And what you feel are two sensations, well, three. Shock, a dull pain managing to bleed through it, pulsing, consuming your body from your right leg. The heat of your own blood or the blood raining down, you're not sure. And then you see total darkness. But you feel movement in your limbs. It's as though you've dropped down into a deeper cave layer. And as you look up, you can see a dim sliver of gray light through which small, thin shadows are passing. Blood in the rain, pouring down on the rocks from above. And you fall into some sort of an unlit chamber, many feet below, surrounded by the crushed rocks above you. You feel mortally wounded, and your leg is broken. And you're here in the darkness.
Is he still pinned?
No, you're not pinned now. You're at an uncomfortable angle. What you've landed on is a hard stone slope, and you feel you have endured so much physical trauma that your body is not in a lot of pain. Your body is very much in shock. And as you right yourself with gravity, you attempt to put weight on your leg and your whole body collapse over it. But as you struggle with it, if you limp very painfully, you can move in a direction. It's just shocking pain every time. And you are in complete darkness, unable to see, but aware that you are at least in a cave.
I think he's just gonna try and sit up. That's it. He's not gonna try and move his legs. He's just gonna try and sit up.
Painfully, you press your palms below you, squeezing your core. And as every movement of your body hurts just a little bit, but every brush of your leg against stone is an excruciating shock. And you are in almost complete shock, unable to feel anything, except for those dull pings of pain, until you get a sudden shock from your leg, which jolts you back awake, and then back to dullness. And as you slowly right yourself, with gasps and yelp of hurt, you can hear the sound of yourself breathing again, involuntarily in the dark, just... And another stone shifts from somewhere above and seals up the last bit of that hole, leading up to where you could see light from the highway. You are submerged in complete dark and perfect quiet other than your ragged breathing. And you are weighed upon by the knowledge that if you remain in this place, you will die.
Do I have a choice? I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know, because he can't move. He can't move.
You can move. It's very painful and difficult and excruciating, but you can move. You can raggedly and ineffectively limp.
I think he's gonna try and do that. Maybe he's gonna try and take out his sword and use it as like a crutch of some sort.
You reach up.
You just can't trip and fall on it.
You reach up and harshly unclasp the leather strip that rounds and holds minister to your back, and as you unclip it and it slides along the floor, you pick it up and struggle painfully upward. And every other step is just... I won't pretend to describe it. It's terrible. But you are able to painfully move forward. And you lose your balance for a moment, slipping on someone's blood before righting yourself again. You bump into a wall. Slowly but surely you are moving somewhere in the complete dark, limping painfully forward. As you ding, ding, your way through the cave, the only sound the echoing back of your own faltering, feebled movement, you eventually run into a wall that you can trim the edge of. And you can hope that this might lead somewhere. But you feel yourself descending at a gentle incline into the deeper stomach of the mountain, cold and harsh and uncaring.
And Craig used his ability to, like, he's traveled through tunnels and, like, he's used to the mines. Is this similar?
Feels like it. You recognize the hard, smooth stone of Skolnikov, but you don't recognize this tunnel. And that's saying a lot, because there are many in the mountain you could feel your way through in the dark. But this one's foreign to you. Greg, as you wander there in the dark, Bazz, you sit above Craig's body at the edge of the pool of light. And if you'll remember, in our campaign, reviving magics are not automatic. There is a ability check to be made with it. Let me scroll back up to where our rule listing is. Where are my pinned messages? Okay. Okay, this is a really awkward stilt in the flow of the story, but I have to pull this up now. Okay, accidental adventures, miscellaneous. If anyone can find me the rules, that would be great, wherever I have posted them.
I don't think you have a specific check listed. You just say that we have to do one in the homebrew section.
I have it just in my notes. That's great. Okay, I have found it. Good, excellent. Okay, so fun guys.
Oh wait, no, it's 5. The DC of these checks equals 5 the first time a creature must be revived. It increases by 5 for every death.
No, it starts by 5 for every death. It does not begin at 5.
It says the DC of these checks equals 5 the first time a creature must be revived. And increases by 5 for every death.
Then I've revised that at some point. Anyway, I know the DC. I have found it in my personal notes. It does increase by 5 with every death, but I am aware of the DC. So fun guys, you stand around Craig's body. And Bazz has cast Revivify. So those of you who are either arcanely able or who would attempt to call out to forces that might sway the course of Craig's soul or might attempt to reach out to it itself, each of you may, if you chooses, contribute to the ability check to revive him.
And would it be able to... or go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, 1 second, Jackie. That's very unfair of me because I gave you the floor. But Bazz, with the role play you just provided, I would like you to make me either a persuasion or religion check.
Okay.
One of the two.
For persuasion, that is 27.
Holy actual crap.
I have a +9.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Does any of that feature come from the previous subclass?
It does not. I checked before we started.
Okay, sick. Man, you're the best. Ro, do you take any sort of an action?
What do I do an ability check, right? But what do I add as a modifier?
You'll tell me what you'd like to do with roleplay.
Okay.
We'll figure out what sort of a check that is.
Okay, so
On your defense, we've only done this once.
Yeah. I wanted to, like, the hand that Bazz like crushed the diamond in, if he'll let me, I want to like grab his hand as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think I'd like to I was gonna bardically inspire Bazz. and play the chaotic mage just kind of real quietly as the bardic inspiration for that.
Well, then I'll tell you what, Bazz, I'll either let you... Yeah, you have to contribute as an ability check. So let's call this... I mean, Bazz, you have bardic inspiration. That's awesome.
Right.
But let's
How
call
much is the
this...
bardic inspiration?
I mean, you just have it.
D10.
Okay.
But Ro, let's call this... I'll let you pick between performance or arcana.
I'm going to do Arcana because I have a little bit higher.
Greta, is there an action you attempt to take in this?
Do I know what... I'm a little confused on the mechanics. Is Bazz gonna make like a wisdom check or like a...
He has made a check. Jaci has made a check. You may choose whether or not Greta will contribute with a check.
What kind of check is it? Is it just... I'm just confused.
You're going to give me something that Greta does in role play to try and guide the forces controlling the threads of fate and the course of Craig's soul and in his body, and however you would see that Greta would attempt to help preserve his life. Because the idea in our campaign is that the threads of fate and the course of a living being are hard to move magically, and that casting a reviving spell is not enough. You have to try and move them. And so you just give me the roleplay equivalent. And if you know a check that lines up well, I'm sure I'll agree to it. But I will also supply one if you like.
Okay. I'd like to cast guidance on Bazz. And then I think I'll just go over and like kind of kneel by Craig's head. And maybe I brought Tella with me and like just kind of like... I think I'll take my symbol of Ioun out and kind of hold it. And the symbol of... I'll take the symbol of the Maker and the symbol of Ioun and kind of like hold them in the same hand against my chest. And then like just kind of stroke Bazz or Craig's hair. Or I don't know, just like...
He has a mohawk in the middle. There is a mohawk you can stroke. Yeah.
Comforting pets. And maybe like switching between him and Teller. Just I'm probably very quietly explaining.
Could you give me a...
So he's in the...
Could you give me a religion check, Greta?
Zach?
Yes.
With bardic inspiration and guidance, I actually rolled a 38.
Whoa.
Is that the new DC?
Okay,
not DC,
so
heist check?
here's the rub. Those shouldn't apply to this kind of a check. However, I would rather get punched in the face by Eddie Hall than deny you of a 38 as a roll. So that's a really big bodybuilder who would kill me if he punched me. But so here's what I'm gonna say. Mathematically, for the course of Craig's future, the 27 was what counts. But I'm also very much recording 38 as a roll for you because that is, holy crap, the new record. That's insane.
What was the old record? I don't remember. Was it like
34?
34. So that's 4 points above.
I don't know the next time you guys are going to break that, but that's insane. That's the 5th highest roll I've ever seen in 5e. So that's nuts.
Nice.
What'd you get?
I got a 27.
Okay, Greta?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm also going to cast guidance on Craig.
Okay.
Craig got 100.
Greta, you cast guidance on a dead body.
Oh my!
And you find that the spell does not seem to purchase in any way. In fact, as you hold your symbol and whisper and the pale magic flows over, you find it just sort of dusts off the body instead of adhering to it, as you're always used to it. And Tello is just kind of stunned by everything that happened only moments before, gripping Craig's hand and just muttering something to himself that you can't make out. And as each of you beseeches his soul or his body or the threads of fate, You wait. With bated breath by his side as Craig, you wander through a dark chamber.
I don't even know
You're
what
in
to
a dark,
do.
lightless hole of a cave. Yeah. Welcome to Unclear Storytelling.
I mean, I have no like magical like. Okay, old left. All the magical stuff gone. Bye.
It certainly seems like you don't have anything. What are you doing in the dark, lightless tunnel with your broken leg? Limping around in your sword.
I mean, he doesn't have Star Splinter, so he can't use that as light.
Yeah, you're just in the dark.
Does he have Favor's clasp?
Magical and company. Hey, I'm
That
dead,
would be
Faber.
an incredible moment to suddenly bring your familiar up again. But no, you find that you have no other belongings or items on you.
Okay. Be my eyes.
That's Craig. You find you're not even wearing your wedding ring.
Oh. This is a new level of feeling alone for Craig. This is what
And Craig, as you stumble down this dark shaft of a chamber, you think of the bare skin on your finger, how naked it feels, exposed in this space like you are, and you recall the sound of Catherine's voice. No, you hear the sound of Catherine's voice. This memory whispers out at you. Craig. From somewhere ahead of you. In the darkness.
just like a light of hope. It's like, Catherine? Cat? Are you there? Hello? Where are you?
Craig.
Hello?
I don't know. I don't know. You were just... I needed you, and...
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, but you weren't there, you know? I just... As that voice breathes out, there's that last sigh echoes out in the chamber around you.
I think he's gonna cry out, please forgive me. He's just gonna begin, like, weeping. Like, he's like, I'm gonna say, you know, because he's holding the sword up, like, he's holding onto the sword like a crutch. And he's just gonna, like, pull it to the front of him and kind of, like, lean over it. Like, the hilt and, like, the handle of the sword is, like, pushing into, like, his rib cages. He's just leaned over it, just weeping and crying and mumbling and, like, whispering and muttering what he wishes he could say, and just what was hope for a second now feels like a stab to the gut and just another wound.
Craig, you find yourself alone in the dark? And have you continued to walk down this chamber, or have you stopped?
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's gonna continue to walk after that moment.
As you limp in every sense of the word further down the hall, it's constricting. It's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until you've got maybe a couple inches on each side from your shoulders, moving through the dark hallway. You're feeling it tighten around you, but you can continue to travel forward.
It's only hope.
Wait, I'm sorry, what did you say?
It's his only hope moving forward.
as you continue to limp through the space, Craig, you take a step forward with your left foot just above where you've placed the tip of the hard sheath silvered at its edge at the end of the floor, and your foot doesn't meet resistance in ground, but instead just open space. That's recoverable when you have 2 working feet. But I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage with 1 leg to try and right yourself and not fall into whatever this slight difference of height is.
Okay. It's gonna be a... Oh wait, disadvantage. Haha! Life is stinky! That's a 10.
Could someone record that quote? Okay. Sorry, I'm typing out a response to Lena real quick. Give me just a second.
I originally had a 17, but we're not going to talk about that.
Give me just a moment, because this is an important thing he's bringing up in chat. 1 moment. As your foot missteps, you just and fall. Not for a moment, but for a series of moments into what was apparently a cavernous edge in this walkway, invisible in the dark. And there is no dreamlike transition. There is no confusing, vague response. There is the definite and crushing impact of a hard reality as you tumble forward, doing 2 full rotations of your body before slamming into hard rock below. It's still dark where you are. It's still harsh. But whatever greater depth you've descended to, you swear that maybe both your legs are broken now? You're in too much pain to make sense of above or below. As you grope around in the darkness, your body touches something. I'm going to choose a different song. Your body touches something smooth but lighter than the stone around you. As you touch it, it moves slightly. And you're trembling in pain. As you touch something near you, you recognize the dull, smooth grooves and slight fenestrations of bone mixed in with the rock around you. So you could swear you put your hand around a rib. And you're left now at some greater depth, seemingly immobilized.
He try and push himself away to a wall.
Craig, you push yourself backward, shifting through the stone. Your world is swimming. You are having a hard time making up and down and left and right. But as you push your palms along the ground, making sense of your physical body, if nothing else in your life, you push yourself up to a back hard wall. Neither of your legs are responding when you attempt to move them. It seems that at the very least both are broken, if not more. And where you are just feels cold and dark and hard.
I think right now he's just wishing that the rocks had killed him the first time. It's not his only hope, his only feelings of motivation and ability and hope is just crushed. So he's he's like, his head, I think he's so scared because of the bones that he's scared to talk out loud now. I think in his head he's just going like, why couldn't I have died when I was first hit? Now I'm gonna have to die of starvation and slow, painful death, and why? Is this what I deserve? Did I earn this? Did I earn this? Was she right? And he just kind of continues to cry against the wall.
Greg, there is a warm, hot wetness on your face, but clearly your own tears now, streaking through a thicker stickiness of that dried blood from the storm. And it is hot and heavy, painful, as you begin to be crushed under so many different weights. There is a sudden surprise at the edge of your cheek as one of the tears is wiped away from under your right eye. You felt a finger just reach out and wipe one of the tears.
He immediately goes to grab onto the hand. Not in a self-defense, but just a
Sure.
Desire.
You reach out and find nothing as your hand swipes through the air and lands on your chest. And you hear a voice say, "If there is one thing you have ever been, Greg, it's not alone." Get up, Greg.
Do I recognize the voice?
It's new to you. But it just says, "Stand up."
He goes to, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm crying over this. What the heck, Zach?
Storytelling.
Can he feel his legs?
No.
I can't move. I can't move. I want to, but I can't. I can't move.
Stand up, Greg.
Greg tries to use his arms to lift himself up and to try and get up.
And as you rotate around, shifting on your hips, catching yourself with your left arm, you pull against the leg that isn't responding, and with great pain it heaves, and it shifts under you, and your right knee catches. And the voice just says again, "Stand up."
I mean, I think that he's gonna try and obey the voice.
Okay. You shift and push, and your muscles strain, not against an immovable force or a great weight, but simply against their own weakness. And as you lift yourself up onto the left leg that suddenly has some structure but is shocked with pain, it falters and you begin to fall again, and hands catch you by either shoulder and lift you up to standing. And you're stood up, alone in the dark chamber.
Who are you? Who are you?
You feel each of your palms lifted up and turned, or the back of your hands lifted so that your palms are faced up in front of you. And then you feel the weight and the smooth fabric of the hilt of minister placed in your hands. And the voice says, "Unsheath the blade, Greg."
Okay. And he goes to unsheath the blade.
He holds
You
the
grab the
minister
hilt and you
shakily.
grab the hilt and you pull it out. And as you do, as you pull it out, the blade is glowing. The silver is glowing with like a pale white light. And the light, it's not bright, but it is more than you have been surrounded by. And it lights the small stone chamber around you. It's tight and confined. It's like the bottom of a pit, maybe only 20 feet across. And where there's broken stone all around you at one side. You see no other figure in the space, but there is a collapsed skeleton at one side, broken, and it's etched with deep cracks and grooves. And the blade is reflecting only as much light as you would get from a heavily sheened metal with a light reflected onto it. So almost not even quite enough to like read by, but enough to make out the environment. You see no other figure in the space, but the voice comes again and says, "What is dead is not gone from me. I am the author of life. And when I choose to renew a story, it is not ended. Use your blade and bring back to life what once was dead." And the tip of the sword glows in the direction of the broken skeleton on the ground in front of you.
I say Craig tries to like limp towards it.
Tries to limp. Okay. Your steps are shaky and weak, but you manage to tread forward toward it, having to catch yourself on the stone wall with your left hand, the blade in your right.
He's gonna when he gets to it, he's gonna just lightly touch it with the blade to see what happens.
You reach upward and you tap the pale fenestrated organic mineral with the blade. As it does, there's just sort of like a single sheen of... It's less like a pulse of light and more just like for a moment you mistake almost if from the sourceless light, maybe just the rotation of the blade in your hand, glinted light down its blade. But as it does, the shock of light sort of seems to almost reflect on the rest of the skeleton really quickly too. And it remains motionless until there's a shift in the whole skeleton. It seems random and it shifts slightly, but it's like the disparate pieces were controlled all by one central being again. And some of the bones begin to move back toward each other. And the voice just says, "I am the one who counts your tears." And you watch as several of the vertebrae, long desiccated and disconnected at the spine, reconnect. And some of the ribs realign against nothing but more bone. And the voice says again, "I am the one who chose that you should be very honest." And the head shifts again slightly, and you watch as some of the carpal bones connect in the wrist. You realize that thin strips of white tissue, sinew, has reached out, grown from some unclear source, and begun knitting the different joints together. And the hand suddenly pulses and flexes together. And the voice says, "I am the one who chose that you should have a very authentic sense of humor. It pleases me deeply." And the skeleton shifts a leg, and you can see cracks in the femur, both femurs of the skeleton, that are sewing themselves together. And you start to see deep, thick red tissue coiling along them. The skeleton is like growing flesh. And the voice says, "I am the one who takes pleasure in the unions you have chosen and the ones for which you have been born." And the body rights itself over, and there's an almost, it is grotesquely beautiful as organs wrap themselves and clothe themselves slowly over the skeleton. And the skeleton convulses, but moves itself over to its chest down and its back up, starting to push itself off the ground. And the voice continues and says, I am Yechala. I am the maker. I am the one who has written your story, but I am the one who is interested in where it is going. And as the body slowly rights itself all the way up to the standing position, there's a heaving breath, and you look at your own naked body standing up in front of you, reflected in the light of the sword. And it looks like you. It has the deep wound in its right side. It has the burned half of the face. But in each of those gaps and divots of skin, in each of those scar and wound edges, there are little streaks of gold, like a kitsune bowl. And it's hard to tell whether or not it's metal reflecting the light that the sword is, or if it's light itself at a dim luminosity. And the you that stands up and looks you in your eyes is calm. And the voice says, I am the one who has always intended that you would exist and that your verse would be in the narrative. And if you will choose it, Craig, I am not done bringing what is dead to life. I am interested in more than completion, but in union and its continuation. And I have chosen that you will be an important instrument in the narrative of redemption.
Zach. I feel like Craig is just, even though he's in pain, I think that his only response is to fall to his knees. And even though that's gonna hurt a lot, I think he just falls down. And he's like, yes.
And as you fall down on your knees, Craig, your knees impact not with hard stone, but with soft sand. And as you utter breathlessly, yes, and then open your eyes, you look outward. It's stretched cosmic colors, 1,000 points, 1 billion, 1 trillion points of silver above you, and a deep black-blue infinite sea to your left, and a shore to your right. And the voice says, and you feel your wounds recovered as you pant there, blade still at your side, the voice says, you have always been mine. But Craig, will you be my paladin?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Fun, guys. You huddle over your comrade, waiting in the moments after your spell casting that feel like they are stretching on far longer than they could. And after the powerful displays of magic, you can't fathom why the spell isn't working until Craig's eyes flash open and there's like a pulse in his chest and he comes to life underneath you. And Craig, you are staring up with light around you, sky above you, trees around, your friends all huddled around you, looking weirdly concerned about you. And you see them, and everyone, Craig is breathing and moving, and breathing a lot, heavily. His mustache hairs are shaking under his heavy breaths.
Oh, thank goodness you're alive. Oh my goodness.
Ro throws her arms around his neck and hugs him.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Craig.
like dog pile.
I think he's just shaking, and like like, you see him from like a dead face, like no expression, no life, to all of this emotion that just starts seeping out of him, and his lip is trembling, and like his eyes are filling with water and just tears, and he's snotty and gross, and he just begins to go and just starts like wailing and like crying and like hugging you guys.
I still have his head in my hands, and I just pull him close as much as I can. Hundreds of pound dwarf, just up to me, just like holding him and just crying as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think we're all like in at the end of like a family movie, and everyone's like in a big family hug, and it hurts, but I feel like it's like that. We're all just like latching onto him.
And Craig, as you cry there heavily, you all look at Craig, who looks like Craig, except in his very yellow, blonde, slightly graying hair, there are streaks of just straight up what look like metal gold, as if some of his hair is like straight up gold fiber now. And as you all look, the side of Craig's face that is burned from the scar, the eye on that side, the rim of it is gold on one side. And at the very base of each of those scar marks, if you sit there and really closely peer, is like what looks like gold metal, just in the deepest parts of the groove. And Mika, as you know, you have access to deep magic subclasses now, and you're level 11. So everyone can welcome the 11th level paladin to the table.
Yay!
Oh, so crazy.
I'm shocked.
But Mika, there are a couple other housekeeping points to attend to that I haven't told you about. One of them is that I'd like you to roll 4d4 for me.
Okay. One moment.
Mike is like, can I stop rolling now?
This is the amount of times you die now.
Adjust.
4d4? Dear Lord.
A lot of deaths.
Just 1 second, I gotta pull it out. Hey, why'd you make me cry so much? Just wondering. Why'd you make me cry so much? 4d4. 3, 2, 6. That'd be 8.
8.
And then 4, 8 plus 4 is 12.
Oh.
Nice.
Craig, as a hold on. I'm a big kid now. Anybody know what damage dice paladin or hit dice paladins have? I think it's 10. So tell me it's not 10.
I wrote it down.
Okay, excellent. Woo, girl knows. Well, as 11th level paladin, I'd like you to roll a d10. And then add on your con modifier. I'm Mike, I'm really ambushing you here. You're being very patient. That is a d8. A d10 is the one that looks like a top.
It's the one that has 10 sides.
You stink.
Landon.
It's so helpful, Landon. I'll remember that for next.
Wait till you hear about the D8.
Let me know what you get on the roll.
Okay, we're gonna use the oldie. I got a 3.
Okay, so then 3 plus your con modifier, which is 4, so 7 more hit points is added to your total, except the 12 is added on too. So you gain 19 more hit points than you have right now as your permanent.
Let's go.
Add 19.
Add 19 to your hit point total as the wellspring literally infuses your body.
– 19 plus 19 is
38.
38.
I had it right, so it's 138.
Craig has 138 hit points.
Let's freaking go.
He started 119, and you told me just to transfer.
There's
so
one more piece of business here, Mika.
So much
I
business.
like business.
You gain an ability score increase from the wellspring.
I do.
So you gain
I
2
wonder where
ability
that's
score
gonna go.
points. You could certainly put them in charisma if you like. But
I don't know. I
It's
just
worth
feel like,
noting
you
that
know, Constitution.
These
just
ability
needs
score
another.
points are not constrained by the 20 max. So you could either spread these around to build up other things, or you could give yourself a strength of 22. Now that's really sick.
Yeah.
But you are now a charisma caster with a charisma of
And
like 12,
I
so
have
that's also a good idea.
A plus
Wait,
1
paladins
in
are charisma? Why didn't I know that?
That's
You've
why.
got a lot of new stuff to learn.
That's why they. That's why they.
So I can go up by 2.
Yeah, you can take your ability score and increase it to 14,
It's like, wait, what?
which gives you a +2 as the modifier now. But we can also go over that at break if you want to. And with all of those benefits gained, for my note-taking nerds, at the end of this session, everybody is 11.02. You gain
11.02.
0.02 levels.
Oh,
You gain 0.02 levels.
Wow.
And with that, that is the end of episode 104 of the Accidental Adventures.
I didn't get to eat any
First fruits.
fruit. There were no fruit.
Hey, I just want to say.
And in episode 105,
What?
Jackie will discover metaphor. What's up?
Sorry, I mean,
Just kidding.
sorry, not sorry, but like, I know that y'all just sat through a lot of Craig.
Not
Stuff.
sorry.
Yeah, don't be.
Good
I'm not sorry.
episode.
That was a beautiful
Good
story.
That was
episode.
that was
I
amazing.
think so.
That was
It was
That was
so
one of the
great.
best.
that,
I love Craig's scene.
Craig's
I was
becoming
hanging
who he
on
wants to
very
be as
close.
well.
hanging
About
on
it.
the whole time. And that ending.
With
Amazing.
a
Chef's
now
kiss.
fully 11th level party, and now with a paladin in the party, that's where we're going to end episode 100. Yes, Greta?
I do have one question. What level is the raccoon?
11.
So that I
The
can know for my
raccoon
own.
does not have a class.
The raccoon is in the level 11 cutie patootie.
It's a
so
level
true.
11
You're
cutie
so right,
patootie.
Jackie. You're so right. Level 11 cutie patootie.
Thank you, listener,
so
for
good.
listening to another episode of Accidental Adventures. Check out the Patreon. It's got all sorts of unique, cool stuff on it. But we'll get right to it on this one. Life's an incredible adventure. You are a very important part of it. We've got a lot more coming. Skibbity wop and dada.
Skibbity wop.
Raccoon.
Mm.